Howdy, folks. This is Matt, Shady Grove Ranch, Jefferson, Texas. We're driving through a pasture that most people would consider to be absolutely garbage. Look at all those weeds. Well, guess what? We're in the middle of a drought, and we still have grass underneath those weeds. And why is that? Well, because the weeds help shade the grass plants. Pretty cool. Another thing we've got here, which is really turning into magic at our ranch, you wouldn't believe it. We got ragweed. This is common ragweed. This is what causes hay fever, and I have no hay fever this year. And there's a couple reasons. Number one is because I figured out that you can start using like a salt solution nasal spray a few times a day, and then you don't have to use like the Flonase, the crazy steroids shoved up your nostrils. It's probably not good for you, and we all know it, but we do it whenever we have to. I haven't had to use it at all this year. Another reason is because we're grazing the stuff so quickly that it's just not pollinating. At least not in like the crazy hay fever type scenarios. So we're gonna drive up here. Want to show you a couple things. Hold on a minute. All right, here we are at the next thing I want to show you. What do you notice here? Got some cows, some a little thin, some in excellent condition. And look at them. Look at them cows. They're beautiful. This is our breeding herd. Got a little girl over there. Look at this grass. This looks terrible, doesn't it? It's all dead. There's not a green leaf out here in the grass. But look what else we got. Got ragweed plants, stripped bare. Cows, whenever cows are laying down, chewing their cud, they got a full gut. You can tell because on the left side of their bodies there will be a little triangle formed right there behind their ribs in front of their hips. If that triangle is, look at that girl, she is stuffed full. If those little triangles there are not full, it means they're still hungry. They didn't get a good gut fill. Old cattle rancher told me once that if cows are laying down chewing their cud, there can't be much wrong with them. These are content cows. The reason they're content is that we are high density grazing. That means we're giving them tiny little paddocks and shifting them often. Whenever you do that, they don't have a chance to rub their body stink all over the ragweed. Oops, we were really zoomed in right there. They don't have time to rub their body stink all over the ragweed, and so they eat it very readily. And also, if you can keep it trimmed down, okay? This plant is the tallest one in this area. It's about 3 feet tall, maybe a little more. You get it up to 5 feet tall. It's going to be pretty bitter, okay? It was not long ago. This field out here was so covered in ragweed that the grass stopped growing. It completely choked it out. And now there's just a very good population. It's sparse. We've got, a few plants right here, then grass, then a few more plants, then grass, etc. Called biodiversity. You really want that to avoid invasive species like armyworms and grasshoppers and all kinds of stuff like that. But the only thing we changed to turn that pasture from nothing but ragweed to a healthy mix of grasses and weeds is we started high density grazing it. I was just grazing it I was giving them too big of a paddock every time we go through there. And what a cow will do as soon as they walk into a paddock, they have this cows per acre calculator. They quickly walk the paddock. They divide the area by the number of cows they have with them, and then they have to figure out what they really need to eat. And if they can get by on just grass until they fill up their guts for the first time, they'll do that, and then they'll all lay down, and then they'll get up to graze again. There's no more grass, but then all the ragweed got brushed on by their bodies as they were walking around, and it smells like cow. And who wants to eat ragweed that smells like cow? Not me personally. So, but if you give them tiny little paddocks, as soon as they walk in the paddock, they calculate, what do we got to eat? Oh, looks like we got to eat everything. And so they do. And then they get their gut fill, and they're not picky, and there's probably a lot healthier meat, and it's pest resistant. Armyworms are a thing of the past at Shady Grove Ranch. We do not worry about them at all. More about that later. Thanks for watching. This is Matt. Shady Grove Ranch, Jefferson, Texas.